Welcome everyone to Facebook Marketing Strategy Webinar by Jomar Hilario featuring JayMclean. You're gonna have a 1 hour to 90 minutes of talk and interview, and I'm gonna tell you all about, and our guest tonight will tell you all about his background and how he did the incredible things he did in Facebook and doing marketing in Facebook. Again, this is not a work from home topic, not specifically. If you are working from home, yes, you can learn this stuff, so you can use it as a virtual assistant. But this is specifically designed for people who want to get clients from the internet. Isn't that right, Jay?
Yeah.
Okay. So question again, can you hear Jomar? Is Jomar's volume bad? You gotta answer that, guys. Okay? Because I lowered the volume. Is it clear? Okay, very good. For the first timers, there really is no video because we are in the Philippines. And in the Philippines, there's no such thing as video conferencing if you want to hear this, if you want to understand me. Okay? Just for fun, before we end, we're going to try to switch to video just so you will regret it requesting for it. Okay? So, let's go. Okay. So, this is JayMclean's. Let's start off. Jay, hi.
Hi.
Hi. I'd like to, guys, sorry, guys, I'd like to introduce to you my friend JayMclean. He's Filipino. From his picture, you can see he's Filipino, but he's from Australia. He grew up in Australia. Let's talk to us about your childhood. How did you get to Australia and stuff like that? Okay.
Yep. Okay, so hello everyone, and firstly I'd like to say thank you to Jomar for this opportunity, and I'm very grateful to be able to share as much as I can during this time that we have together. But my story, well, yes, I was born in the Philippines, still am born in the Philippines, and however, my mother married to an Australian when I was about 5 years old, so by thank of the Lord, basically we had the opportunity to go to Australia, and I was brought up the Australian way with an Australian stepfather in Melbourne, Australia. So pretty much all my life has been in Australia, and I'm very grateful that I had that opportunity to grow up that way, because I could clearly, when I first came to the Philippines, I could clearly see the differences. And it's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's just just understood the differences. And basically, I came back to Philippines after I left when I was just finishing off my university, and just to visit here for the first time. And I realized that I had a goal, which was to one day come back and help Filipinos and empower them in business. So now I'm back. And I've definitely had a lot of experience in businesses, in property, and now today I do help a lot of people in terms of business marketing and strategies. So that's why I'm here, because I want to help more Filipinos do the same thing. So that's pretty much in a story in a nutshell in terms of my background and in terms of where I grew up, growing up. So. Do I control the slides, Jomar?
No, I control them. But I have to ask you a question first.
Yeah.
How did you get to know us? So you got to tell them that story.
How did I get to know you?
Yeah. Why are you here, man?
Okay. So how I met Jomar was that I'm very business-minded, and I understand about strong strategic partnerships or strong business relationships with other people. So I researched the Philippines because at that time, or in 2010, I was really into internet marketing, and I was researching a lot. And I said, well, I'm going to the Philippines. I'd like to connect with top internet marketers. So I did a Google search, and I found Jomar. So Jomar, I didn't know who he was, but on the online presence, he looked like he was very big. He was he understood about internet marketing, and he had a lot of information and great information. So I thought, okay, I would love, when I travel to Philippines, at that time, I said I'd love to meet up with him and interview him and basically just to get to know him. So that's what happened in 2010. And when I came to the Philippines, I went to Jomar's residencies, which is in Rosewood.
Yep.
Yeah, Rosewood. And basically, we had I interviewed him this time, and recorded it, not just for my research, but also to pass that on to Filipinos back home in Australia. So that's how we met, and going forward now, literally 2 years, we've been connecting with each other online, and basically I get to see what he's doing, and he gets to see what I'm doing, and we've just been friends ever since. So it's been a great relationship so far, and we're looking to do some more stuff together, especially with social media and Facebook in particular.
Yeah. So, everyone, just for the sake of fun, can you tell us what's your city? Where are you from? Okay.
I saw Cavite. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right.
No, you're not pronouncing it right. Cavite.
Cavite. Singapore. That's Singapore, man.
Yeah, of course. This is an international group. There it is. City. Bulacan, Taguig, Spain, New Zealand.
Oh, New Zealand. That's fantastic.
Yeah, Doha. Okay.
Where's Doha?
Doha, that's in Qatar. Saudi Arabia.
And what's KSA?
Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. That's another country. This is Middle East. Quezon, Laguna, Las Piñas, Tagaytay, Jakarta.
Oh, Tagaytay.
Yeah, Tagaytay.
Jakarta.
So you can see 140 plus here. This is not even the maximum we got. We can go up to 300 for this crowd if we came on time. That's the punishment there, you know. Anyway. Thank you everyone for
answering. Great. So it's everywhere. Hiroshima.
Yeah, somebody's in Japan. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So you want to go through with your lesson, everybody? Do you want to hear? You want to hear the lessons? Jay's background. Go ahead. Let's go ahead. Okay, I'll move you on.
Okay. So yeah, go to the next slide.
Okay. There it is.
Okay.
Go.
Okay, so yeah, well, I want to share you some, I know my time is limited, so basically I want to share you one very important strategy that I use on Facebook. Again, this session's about using Facebook to attract, new customers, ongoing customers for your business, whatever that business is. I've literally mentored many different types of businesses. And it literally works effectively with any type of niche or any type of business that I've come across so far. Okay, so that's really what I want to share with you this evening. And next, I'll click. Okay, I will click. And why did I get into Facebook? Well, that's just a quick slide that I just to remind myself why I did that. So I'll go to the next slide. Okay. And then basically it was for me, I had several businesses, offline businesses in the past.
Tell us. Specifically.
Okay, so my first initial business was what we call in Australia was a DVD franchise store where we were renting out movies, DVDs, and then it got to a point with Blu-rays. And, of course, any business owner, they want to grow their business, right? They need to grow their business. They need to find more customers. So that's why I started to think about, online and social media at that time. I mean, I was advertising on the newspaper, the old traditional way where I was sending out, we call it leaflets, or we call mail drops. Is that what you call here, mail drops?
Just go ahead. Describe it. Go ahead. I don't know.
Mail drops is that we have like a little advertisement. It could be A4 size, or it could be what we call postcard size, which is like a little postcard, which is an A6. And then I would I would print out 5,000 of those things with a special promotion. Yeah. And then I would give it to someone to deliver in mailboxes in the area.
So it's like flyers?
Yeah, like flyers, flyers, we call it. And then that process is called a mail drop. So in the early days, I was doing it. I was actually delivering it, and my wife were doing that because we couldn't afford to, pay someone to do it. So, and then I realized that besides doing all that, online and the internet was becoming a big thing. So I was looking at Facebook to help me find more customers. So I'll go to the next slide.
Okay, sorry.
And then basically, next slide. And so 5 years on, I researched a lot about Facebook. I saw that as an important tool online, a social network online where I could see that there was a lot of users coming on. I mean, a lot of users. So I looked at different parts of Facebook. There was programs that was available worldwide. I did invest a lot with Facebook. So this was really a 5-year journey for me. And basically probably the last 2 years has really been what we call a game changer in business for me, where everything connected and everything was just perfect in terms of the business strategies and the model that I had to help business owners, and it really changed, you could say, my business career online. So I'll go to the next slide. And so today, so what's happened today? So basically, go to the next slide. My mission is from my, literally it was more than 5 years of research, but from my research on online social media and Facebook in particular, I now help a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs do the same that I have done in terms of the results that I've achieved on Facebook, especially acquiring new customers and engaging new customers. So let me just tell you a little bit about where I am right now. So I'll go to the next slide.
So I have a question. Oh, there. Go ahead, explain.
So today now, it is, Facebook is a global thing, but I still do a lot of presentation and events besides, attracting customers online. So I use offline and online strategies together. So today I do help a lot of entrepreneurs, basically set up their business the right way and be able to attract good customers, but also, you could say, create a buzz on their business ideas or their services or their products that they have right now, and they can, promote that and on Facebook, for example. So that's the things that I do today, but I'll go to the next slide.
Oh, explain what's happening. What's this?
What's happening here? Well, this was a recent event just a few weeks ago, and I was sharing about social media. So it wasn't just about Facebook, it was about YouTube and Twitter. This was an event with JCT, which is John Cullub Training, and it was an awesome, well, it's several events that you're seeing here, it's not just one. And same thing, I was just sort of showing and explaining things to a lot of these guys are entrepreneurs, and explaining to them how you can use Facebook as a true business to promote and really to sell. So that's where that was. This was here in Mega Mall, in a Cinema 9 in SM Mega Mall. So I had a lot of fun those times.
Okay. So
next,
would you like to answer a question, or shall we go?
Okay, we shall go unless someone.
There's a question.
Okay, what's the question?
I've been seeing a lot of online traffic links using Facebook. Can we really earn from that?
Yes, is there more to that question?
That's the only question. I don't understand.
Yes, you can. You definitely can. The key thing, I think, with a lot of business owners is the strategy behind that. There's a lot of things out there that, like, for example, Facebook. There is so much traffic in Facebook is that you can attract the right people, but it's the strategy, the business strategy that you have, and you need to have fundamental tools within Facebook to be able to attract them and then engage with your customers. So that's the key thing. And I see a lot of business owners you could say, like, are challenged that way because they don't have the right, what we call the back-end strategy, or they don't have the right business strategy behind what they're doing, other than all they know is promote. But there is a way to promote, but then there's also a way to attract and then also basically capture the leads or the customers that you're getting and then engage. So that's the key things, and that's where I come in and help a lot of business owners doing it that way.
So somebody's asking, are you, Smirky Dad, are you applying crowd conversion strategy by Robert Grant?
Robert Grant? No, I'm not. But similar. I've been taught by several mentors in Australia and several mentors in America.
Can you mention their names, if you don't mind?
Okay, yeah. So basically, one of the key ones is my mentor himself is Darren Stevens. He's a genius in terms of marketing. He's purely a marketing strategist. Big companies and organisations literally charge him. I know the last one, which is called the Australia Post, was charging him $25,000 an hour. Mm-hmm. And it's not just about Facebook. It's about, you could say, the strategy behind what you're doing in marketing. That's the key thing. But Facebook is a great tool to have because you have literally what we call a level playing field against the big companies out there like Coca-Cola that have a big budget. You are pretty much as level as them when you're marketing through Facebook. So that's the great thing about it. So besides that, there's other mentors like Brendan Bouchard. I've been taught by Frank Kurt. We may not say he's got a unique style of teaching. And then it's just that. He's got a unique style of teaching. Yeah. And basically there's another guy in Australia called Dale Beaumont. He's a very big entrepreneur in Australia and a marketing strategist. This is one of his great stories, is that he created 16 best-selling books, hard copy books, within 1 year.
Okay.
He's very, you could say, we call it savvy. He's very savvy in marketing. So that's some of the mentors anyway. Okay. So is that enough?
Yeah, that's good. Yes.
Yeah, Mike Koenig, he's more for video marketing. Jeff Walker, I've learned a lot. I'm just going through all these guys I have studied and researched. That was, you could say, my 5 years of really researching. So, okay, a little bit about myself again. Again, is that I am a best-selling author. I wrote this book called Millionaires and Billionaire Secrets Revealed. This is a co-authored book with my mentor, Darren Stevens, and another business strategist in the US called Spike
Humor,
as you would, yeah. And the book is not released here through the bookstores just yet. It's more worldwide. I mean, we became a best-selling book because we in Australia you sell 5,000 copies, and then the book becomes a bestseller. And then also we sold a lot more in America because that's where we really released it. We released the book more in Australia, the UK market, and the United States. Okay, so I'll go to the next slide. I just want to see regarding that. So the key thing from that book, which is I really want to share with you initially and quickly, is that it's got to do with success habits. And because I wanted to surround myself with success, I went about and organized interviews with some of the most influential billionaires today. So billionaires such as Oprah Winfrey, as you can see there, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett. I think most of you who know who Larry Page is. If you don't, you're definitely using his services. Yes, he's the Google man behind Google. He was one of the co-founders of that. And then, of course, Sir Richard Branson, who's more known for the Virgin group of companies, and there is hundreds of them. What I want to share with that is that, in any business journey or any entrepreneurial journey, there is habits of success that you need to consider in terms of where you're going. I mean, I could share you a lot of strategies, but if you don't have the correct, you could say, billionaire success habits, then it's very hard for you to achieve the results that you're looking for. So let me just share you a habit. Like as what Oprah is saying here, is that be in control of your own success. The key thing here is take responsibility for your every action. Okay, I mean, she's saying that because she's experienced that. So be in control of that and take responsibility of what you do. That's probably the key things there. And then there's another point here by Richard Branson, is that learn the importance of dedication and consistency in your action. Okay, so that means is that if you've got a goal and you want to achieve that, be it internet marketing or online or offline or health or wealth or relationships, you've got to be consistent with your action. And that's the key things that I've found and discovered from my businesses and a lot of the business owners and entrepreneurs that I've helped, is that be consistent of what you do. Okay, and there is certain things out there, and one consistency would be is that you just follow through with what your goals are, what your daily actions are. Or another consistency is be around a mentor that will help you, stay focused with what you do. So that's really, I don't want to go too much on that because I know tonight's more about Facebook marketing. So I just wanted to put that out there because it is a very important thing, and I always share it with everyone that I talk to. And it is an important thing for your success. So let's go to the next slide. And now, so what I do today is that I am a business and online marketing strategist. This is my website, lifemastersuccesssecrets.com. Check it out, and you'll definitely learn a lot of stuff about that. I've helped many companies, more in Australia, and probably more in the New Zealand and also the US rather than the Philippines. That's why I'm in the Philippines, to try to help some more. Okay, so then I'll put it to the next. In terms of Facebook and in terms of my credibility there, I have a personal profile. So everyone probably has. So guys, say yes if you've got a Facebook profile. I just want to see all the yeses on the chat. I just want to see, whoa, here it comes. So that's fantastic. So you all know about a Facebook profile. Okay, well, my Facebook profile, okay, there's a lot of yeses, man.
Yeah, that's what you want.
My Facebook, there's quite a, people actually like the stuff that I share, and then now that's why I have literally over 15,000 subscribers in there, listening to what I talk about pretty much every day. I'm always actively on Facebook. You could say it's by habit that I'm there on minimum an hour a day. Speaking to my customers, engaging with my customers. But that's really a habit now. So I'll go to the next slide in terms of my profile. Thank you for subscribing. And my fan page. Well, that's another thing. This is now purely for business and helping business owners. So I have a pretty good following of 135,000 fans in there. And, I do get a lot of private messages asking about how to do different strategies on Facebook. And you can see the link there, facebook.com/LifeMasterSuccessSecrets. If you're in there, send me a private message and I'll say hello. Reason why I'm always on Facebook and I commit myself to an hour a day is because it takes me an hour to just reply to a lot of my messages. I try to personally reply to that. There is at times where I get my VAs to help, but I like to just really get into the minds of my customers and really get into the minds of business owners and figure out what their core problems are or challenges online. And that's why I answer them personally. So, I try to do that. So that's Facebook, and we'll go to the next one because we'll talk about that. And Twitter, I have a big following there. I think it's more than 130,000 followers now. It's continually growing. So you can see in terms of a social presence that if people Google me, they can see that I'm very active socially on there. Okay, so I'm just showing you that in terms of the importance of having a social presence and growing that consistently, because you can now pass that on to the next slide, is really the mission of what I do with Facebook, which is personally helping yourselves and a lot of business owners like yourselves create, Facebook success. So I really want to. That's why I'm doing this, purely just to give you guys suggestions and ideas about Facebook. So I'll go to the next slide. And then hence be part of what I call the Facebook effect. Okay, and what that Facebook effect is this next slide, is applying certain strategies on Facebook that will help your business. Okay, and why Facebook? Okay, so I want to share you, before I reveal the strategy. Okay, before I reveal the strategy, I basically want to give you what we call in Australia a heads up. Okay, give you an overview on the idea of why I went into Facebook. So I'll go to the next. One important thing about Facebook is that you have the ability to attract your existing customers. Okay, so whatever the business is, you've got the ability to continually attracting them and keeping them engaged, and of course to achieve and attract more new happy prospects or happy customers online. Now, today, Facebook has over 800 million users. Well, it's 800 and a half now. It's getting close to 900. Mark Zuckerberg, which we all know is... we all know Mark, do we?
No, they don't.
Yeah. He's the founder, right? Yes. Well,
no, they don't. Okay, that's good.
They do. Okay, so we all know. Yeah, that's it, guys. He's the founder and creator. Who's Mark? Exactly. That's probably already. And he basically, he's predicting that in a couple of years from now there will be 1 billion users on Facebook. Statistically, it's going that way. So you could just imagine that there is a lot of people out there, and yes, a lot of it may not be your target market, but there will be people that will be your target market, and that's why I know I can attract new customers in there. And next slide, I will go, is that you have the ability to find customers that will yell out help. What do I mean by help? Okay. When you're engaging with customers, is that you will find out, and that's why I personally invest my time, 1 hour a day on Facebook, to talk privately or message on the fan page and really understand, a lot of customers are business owners and entrepreneurs, okay? So they've got a service or a product of value for their own customers. But the key thing for them is that how do they deliver that correctly, or how do they engage their customers, or how they continually find new customers. So a lot of customers actually ask me this stuff. A lot of business owners ask me that. So when you get that, that means they're actually putting their hand up for help, right? They're actually asking you, rather than you do the old traditional way where you're trying to hard sell someone. The great thing about social media and Facebook is that because of that engagement, that interaction, you're just having a conversation with someone, and then they will let you know if they need help on something. Okay, so that is the key thing. So I'll go to the next one. And the awesome thing about Facebook is that once you do have regular customers, regular viewers or fans, is that you have the ability now, and especially your committed fans or your committed customers. What I mean by committed is your very happy customers. Okay, you have the ability to rally them into action. The cool thing about social media and the essence of social media is about, communication and relationships. Now, you can imagine if you've got fans or customers all over the world, you have the ability, if you've got a new service or a new product to release, and of course these fans are very happy with your service and your product, and they're very happy with your credibility, and then you say, okay, friends and fans, I've got this new product that I want to release, and I know you will love it, but I would also love for you to share it. And then instantly you're going to have people all over the world promote your product, okay? or promote your service. That's a great thing about social media and Facebook in particular. And then, of course, that creates a lot of conversations on Facebook, interaction, and in Facebook in terms of, if you're going to release something new or if there's a question, you get people commenting all the time. Okay, yeah, I can see people saying Facebook chat, forums, groups, all that stuff. Okay, now when you're doing that effectively, what will happen is that you will promote very, did I say very? I'll say it again, very quickly. Okay, like the power of the internet, Facebook is another one that accelerates that. Okay, keep this in mind. Keep this in mind, friends. Is that besides promoting stuff, good things quickly, if you do the wrong things, then that will get promoted even faster. So the key thing here is that when you're on social media or especially on Facebook, is that you have to do the right thing by your customers. Integrity is so important because your fame could be great and it could explode in terms of accelerate very quickly, but it could also fail very fast as well. Well, a lot faster. So keep that in mind. So make sure you're doing the right thing online. So next here's the strategies. So I just wanted to point out the key things about the benefits of Facebook and social media. And so what I want to reveal to you tonight is the 3 R's of Facebook success. So let's, if all of you are ready, I just want to see yeses on the chat. So I just want to see if everyone's ready to hear this. So do you all want to hear this? Okay, fantastic. So no one's falling asleep. Whoa! Someone said yes in SYE. Is that like a new term of yes? Yes. Okay, great. So we'll go to the next slide. And this is the 3 R's of Facebook success. We're literally in business success. 1 is the first one on the top left is results. Okay, I will explain the meaning of each of these. Results. And then the next thing on the top right is report. And then on the bottom is role model. Okay, so the 3 R's of success is that you need to understand, you could say, the strategy behind what you do. Okay, this is a key thing. This is why businesses help, basically consult to me is they really don't understand the strategy of what they're doing. There's a lot of people out there that are just using Facebook and they're not too sure. They don't have a roadmap or there's no real plan behind it. So I'm going to share you one of the most important plans that I've experienced and that I've taught. Plan that I'm sharing you. I've helped a property development company in Australia achieve $6 million in sales, in property sales within 20 days. Okay, so guys, you better be listening.
20 how many days? 20 days?
20 days.
20 days.
This. And yes, it is based on one of my mentors, which I shared about before, and I've just readapted it to Facebook. Okay, this is a key thing. I've just readapted it to Facebook, but the methodology behind it is similar. So results. Okay, so results is that I'll go back to the slide first, the previous one.
Okay.
I just talk about quickly. So results is information about your business or your services that you have personally, achieved. Okay, so that's the key thing. In any business or in anything in life, is that when you're out there promoting, what you're doing is just sharing stories. Okay, you're sharing stories and you're just waiting for people to come and see if they like that story. Okay, but sharing stories, the human mind the conditioning of for us human beings is that we love hearing stories. We grew up by listening to our mum and dad or our parents or our older uncles and aunties, our family members, and share stories about everything and anything. Okay, so you do the same thing for business, but you need to have either results of yourself, okay, about your service or your business, and you're sharing, proven results. Okay, so that's like me sharing to you just before that I helped a property development company achieve $6 million in sales, in property sales, through basically Facebook. Okay, so that's a result. Now, if you don't have a result for yourself, because there could be business owners, yes, stories do sell. So there could be business owners that are just startups. Okay, they're just new, and then basically they don't have the results yet. But that doesn't stop you being a reporter. Okay, to report results that is part of that's similar to your business or your service. So that's the reason, that's my story about millionaires and billionaires secrets revealed. Yes, I do want to become a billionaire, and I want to try to achieve that level, not just the financially, but more in just, success. So now, of course, if I wanted to be like achieve that, or if I'm aiming for that, I want to report about people that have achieved that. So that's where the Millionaire and Billionaire book came. Like, I want to surround myself with people of that success or that caliber, and then so I reported success. Okay, so for example, this is the same thing when I was doing property and investing in property. I was just reporting on successful property investors or property developers, and then shared about their success. Okay, so that's how you report. And then the last thing is that when you start to, over the years, develop your system where you're showing results and then you're reporting success about business, or the same niche or the same categories about the services that you have to offer, then you start to become a role model basically out there. Okay, so that's the same thing with me. I started to become a role model about Facebook marketing, literally all over Australia, but also all over the world. And now I'm trying to replicate that model here in the Philippines. And that's why Jomar has given me the opportunity to share this. Okay, so let's go to what results mean in terms of how you apply this on Facebook. So next slide. So a results page. Okay, so how you do this in Facebook. Now, this is the strategy behind what you're doing. Okay, so everyone, you got a Napoleon Hill. Hey, I love these comments, man. Thank you for all the comments, guys. I appreciate it. Okay, so results page. So how do you do that? So if we go to the next slide, I'm going to show you a picture of a screenshot of something on my fan page. It's active there right now. And what I do is what we call in the marketing world as a squeeze page or a landing page. But in this case, it's a squeeze page where there's two main components of it where the arrows are. Step one, which is I've clearly noted, is that it is just a short video of around 2 to 3 minutes, okay? And that short video will explain the results that I've achieved in Facebook and attracting customers, okay? So that's a video. And now all of you can do a video, okay? You can do SlideShare. We're doing a video right now. Or you can get a camera, a video camera, and record yourself. Depending on how comfortable you are, just do what works. There's a lot of tools online right now where you can do that. I mean, Jomar can explain to you all that stuff, but I won't go through that tonight. Okay, and then the next thing is that, now this is the strategy behind it, right? It's great that you're providing value. Now, the key thing is that you've got to capture the leads. You've got to capture people that are interested in what you do. You're not forcing them. You're just saying, okay, hey, if you're looking for those people that need that help, where they're putting their hands up and then they say, Jay, I think what you're saying, I understand it a little bit, but I want to know more. Okay, so that's where you give them the ability to know more, and that's where you ask for their name and email address, which is so common these days online, where if they want to know more, we exchange some details. They're gonna exchange their name and email address for knowing more about what you've got to offer. Okay, so that's how you create a results page. Okay, so that's how you do that. Now, there's different ways to do it, but I've effectively mastered this on Facebook. Okay, a lot of internet marketers do it on their own sites, which is a great thing. I do it both ways. But in Facebook, if you want to save more on Facebook ads, we won't go through Facebook ads at the moment for this talk. And then you're taking those ads to Facebook page, then your cost per click is going to be a lot better than taking them outside Facebook. So, of course, Facebook wants to make sure that you're communicating within their platform or within their community. So that's why they're giving you discounts if you do that. So that's how you do a results page.
Hey, hey Jay, there's a question from Smirky Dad. Can you give us an example of a squeeze page app for Facebook? Like, what did you use for this one? Okay, you gotta repeat that. I didn't hear a thing. Yeah. Try again.
Okay. This particular one is not an app. So this one you need to know a little bit about HTML. And, well, if you don't know about that, then there's a lot of information online to find out more about that. But this is an application that is, well, it's just like a tag that you can create. And then basically you can code this. It's very simple. Like I probably won't explain it right here because I'll have to give you links and stuff, but we can talk about that on another session. But if you want to privately message me, I can send you the links on Facebook, of course. So basically, it's something here, and this is a free way of doing it. There is, you could say, Facebook apps out there, but you're going to be paying either a once-off fee, which is very rare now, or a monthly fee. So there's something like North Social. You can search that, northsocial.com, and they provide different types of apps to do that stuff. But you can still do it freely. Okay, so social. Yeah, that's it. Social. Thanks, Jomar. Your spelling is perfect. So
yes.
There are different apps, and I've tried different ones. But the thing is that you'll be paying. Okay, you will pay a monthly fee. Or a one-off fee, which is like I've paid $200, more than $200 US for a Facebook app. Okay, so there is benefits to that, but then the negative or the not so good about it is that sometimes you're limited on what you can do with the app. Okay, that's something that I've learned. Is that I was paying another one was $99. To do all the pages on Facebook, on my Facebook timeline, but then I was limited to certain things that I want to do as a marketer or as a promoter. So that's one. Okay, we'll go to the next one, which is next slide. I'll click on that. Is the report sequence. So initially, what you're trying to do is just find those people that are putting their hand up, wanting more information. Okay, that's what you're doing. But you're capturing that, okay, using that sequence where you're asking for name and email address, or with the property development company I was helping, we're actually asking for a phone number, okay. So now, what's the report sequence? Okay, so what you want to do, either, like what I was saying before, you either report your results, or you report someone else that is credible in your area, in your market, or in your niche. In your niche. How do you pronounce niche?
Niche.
Come on, man.
Niche.
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 Okay.
Forget about it. Call it sub-market.
Everyone's saying it. Anyway, so that's what you're doing. You're reporting. But you need to do it in a special way, especially on Facebook. You need to do it through a sequence of, you could say, videos, or a sequence of emails, or a sequence of reports. It just has to be ongoing. So if we go to the next slide, area of specialization.
That's it.
Now, if we go to the next slide, is that how over time I've developed this, and over time it's become what I call sexier or more advanced. I do a sequence of videos. Okay, so as you can see, I'm talking about Facebook Mastery or Facebook strategies. So what did I do is that I was reporting regular information. So in this case, 4 video series. Each video was about 30 minutes or more. So it's a very in-depth information about what I'm going to talk about. So in this case, I was talking about Facebook questions. which is like polls you can create, or questionnaires you can create in Facebook. And then another video is Facebook contests, which Jomar will be talking about one day. And then another video I was sharing about effectively using Facebook ads, okay, and how to minimize your cost rate or your click rate on Facebook ads. Okay, now how I was doing this though was a smart but effective way. I was gauging people a lot. So as you can see down the bottom part of this slide, there's a lot of Facebook likes, and then also, I mean, you can't see all the comments, but there's comments within that. Okay, so this is the strategy behind it. Yes, it's great to reveal, you know, good, valuable information about what you've got to offer, about your service or about your product. But you've got to be smart about it. You've got to engage people within your platform or within your fan page, and then see what they're saying and answer all the questions that they have. And this is a great way to do it. So this is what I was doing, and I was just doing this consistently. Now, a lot of you may be saying that, oh, I don't know how to do a video, or I don't know how to, you know, do a PowerPoint. Well, I'm sure a lot of you can borrow a camera from somewhere. If you can't, just go to Jomar's house and borrow it. And then I'm sure he will lend you if you ask him nicely. Now you're going to have a lot of people coming to your place, Jomar, and getting that video camera, man. Okay. And then basically what I was doing initially is I was doing like evening events where I was just doing like mastermind meetings or group meetings, which is like I'm sure you all know a bunch of entrepreneurs or friends that are in your same niche, you could say, or that have the same, you could say, the same sort of passion as what you do, okay? And if it's related to your business or about your service, then all you have to do is just record the conversation within that meeting. Of course, you get approval from everyone, but you record the conversations. People will be asking questions about what you've got to offer or about your service or your product, and then you just record that. So it's like you don't have to be looking at the camera. You're just recording your conversations, and then you reveal that. Okay, once you record it, you can create video sequences about that, and then you reveal that to your friends, okay, or to your potential customers online. Meetups, yes, I did a lot of meetups. Meetup.com is so popular in Australia. There's probably a meetup for every single sub niche out there. There's meetups. I was doing a meetup every week, and I was going to meetups every other day. So it is very, very popular. I mean, is meetups popular here?
Yep.
Roma?
Yep. There's a big meetup coming up this Saturday. The social media meetup.
Okay. So then just conversations, or you can become a reporter, and then what a reporter does is just you question someone, and then you just record that conversation. Again, you don't necessarily have to be looking at the camera. You can just have the camera there, and if you're really scared about putting your face on camera, you can do this, record the video, but then just convert it into an audio, and then provide a sequence of audios as you know, ongoing information, okay, which is what I've done. Yes, transcripts, and then of course the fantastic things about transcripts is that you can convert them into ebooks, and then you can give them giveaways, or you can sell the ebooks. So many things you can come out of those recordings. So let's go to the last one. So I hope a lot of you are getting ideas of what you need to do in terms of the 3 R's to Facebook success. So lastly is that you become a role model. You have a role model offer, is what I recall to it. So we'll go to the next slide. Okay, if you're doing these things consistently, friends, and the key thing is consistently, okay, this is probably the thing that has created my success, is that I never ever give up on a goal that I have. Okay, I'm very focused in that, and you know, even the worst things that can happen, even challenges that you have. And yes, I have come from where there was no money. Okay, yeah, I have been blessed to grow up in Australia, but I don't know how many of you have been in Australia. You know, it's not as easy as you think. Okay, so you know, we have our levels of people there that do not have money, and it's very hard to attain that because the level of spending in Australia is very high as well. It's actually one of the highest in the world. So it's really relative to even here. So anyway, going back to this is that you've got to be consistent with what you do and your goals. Okay. Now, the way to do the next step was becoming a role model is that if you do things like consistently, it doesn't mean exactly daily, but if you're doing things on a weekly basis where you're creating results for yourself about your business or about your service or about your product, meaning sales, or that there's testimonials about how great your service is, and then you're reporting that consistently online, especially on Facebook, what will happen to you is that there's going to be a perception of your credibility about that particular service. Let's say, for example, a service. Okay, and that service is about, you know, business marketing. So I'm just talking about my experience. Okay, and over time, people will see that, you know, they're seeing that you're helping businesses. They're seeing that there's results of what you've done to help those businesses, and you start to become a role model. Yes, I agree too. And basically, when you start to have that, that's when you can create your community of people that want to find out about what you do. So how I do it, I know this is a bit advanced, but you can do this in Facebook groups where you can create private groups in Facebook. But this is a members area that I create, and I still have a lot of members area. I have a members area for literally all my businesses, but this is outside Facebook. But within Facebook, you can do Facebook groups, or you can do that on your fan page. But what I try to do with members area is that it's a bit more focused. It's really finding those people that are very active in what they do, and that they're very passionate in what they do. So in this case, I've got a members area for businesses and entrepreneurs that are continually trying to expand their Facebook marketing skills, and then this is where I reveal everything in here. So all of this, as you can see, you may not be able to see it clearly, but there's different sections there, like Facebook 101 Mastery, Marketing Mastery, Facebook Ad Mastery, Thousands of Fans Mastery. So these are the things there, and each one of those has like 20 videos in there. Okay, so that's where I'm sharing literally all my secrets, right? All my secrets in there, and I'm continually updating it. So the biggest update that I had recently was when Facebook changed to Facebook Timeline on the business pages, and I had to rechange everything, all my videos, because the old videos based on the old Facebook platform, and do that on Timeline. Now, the cool thing about Facebook, when you have a members area, is that, and especially if you're doing it by videos, it's really easy to update things. Whereas before, when I was giving out manuals all the time, like, PDF files, once Facebook changes something, I had to redo the whole manual, and that is so time-consuming. Well, it wasn't really me. It was other people, but it was still time-consuming. So when you do recording videos, you can do it straight away. So that's how you continually become a role model, is that you just continue feeding great information and basically, promoting that to your little network of people, or to your community of people within a bigger community like Facebook. Okay, now, yes, to monetize this is that this becomes there's areas there that is freely available, but if you want to find out more and learn more, then there is a paying monthly fee on it. Okay.
Somebody asked a question. That's a great question. Do you do this on your own? Ask Ken Ilarde.
What do you mean?
They're asking if you're actually creating this stuff. This page, the videos, stuff.
Usually, like any entrepreneur and business owner, you have a challenge of financials. Okay, so when going back literally around 3 years ago, I was doing a lot of stuff on my own, where rather than getting someone to do the videos, I was doing the videos. Rather than someone building the members area, because I had an IT background, that helped, and a programming background, I could do the members area. Okay. But of course, you're trying to save money. But now I know exactly what I need to do. I have systems in place, and I have VAs basically helping me out and doing those things for me. But in terms of the videos, I do it. I still do it because I love to, and I want to make sure that I deliver the the right information and the value that I want. So I personally do the videos. So all the videos that's in the members area. LMSS is Life Master Success Secrets. Someone's asking. All the videos in the members area is me because I love it as well. So I actually love sharing information. And if we could talk for 10 hours, I'll still be talking for 10 hours. But I think Jomar wants to go to sleep, so I can't talk for 10 hours in this in this talk. So is there any other questions? Jomar?
Guys, if you have questions, go ask it. We have 7 minutes to go.
Minutes? Okay, so run out of time. That's great.
There's a question. Do you teach other sources of traffic other than Facebook?
Teach also in terms of social media. Like I said earlier, I'm very proficient with Twitter. I'm very proficient with YouTube. I'm very proficient with blogs, and I'm very proficient with LinkedIn. Pretty much I call it the top 5, the big 5, which is your own website or your blog, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and LinkedIn. This is my speciality, or you could say this is my niche. These are the big 5 that I've effectively mastered and used effectively and coherently. They're all working with each other. Like, for example, when I do a video, except in the members area, if I do a video where I'm just showing that to everyone, then that video is in YouTube, right? I mean, there's other things where I hide the video, but the main video is in YouTube. So then that gets shared everywhere over YouTube. And if I'm promoting stuff, it's also shared in Twitter, right? And then also shared in LinkedIn, or of course in Facebook as well. So this is now you could say the advanced strategy is coherently or infuse all those social media platforms and make them work together as one. But the key thing is that you're moving that traffic, all that traffic, into one source. In my case, at one point to increase my fans to 1,000 to 100,000, I had to move all that traffic into the fan page. Or if I'm doing a special promotion and it's going to a website, a landing page on my website, then I'm moving all that traffic to the website because I'm focused on what I need to do for that promotion.
So Mama Mia Pinoy has a question. How long did it take for you to achieve 100,000 fans in Facebook?
Achieve fans?
How long is the question?
Literally, it was, you could say it was a very, very, very slow start, but at the end of it all, once I hit 100, it was literally about 10 to 11 months.
10 to 11 months, from 100 to 100,000. Is that it?
Literally, yeah, from in the hundreds, which I had for many years, to 1,000.
Okay.
But that's the key thing, guys. It's not about how many fans you have. It's about effectively capturing those fans into your members area or your video sequences, and then engaging with them. Because if you've got 1 million fans and they're not really doing anything with you, then you're not really making business in that or making money in that.
Yep.
Okay, that's something I effectively had to learn, and that's probably where I am today, is helping business owners do the same thing. Because if you've got 100 fans and you're not engaging with those 100 fans, then they literally are just fans. They're not your customers. Okay.
Ken is asking, how many is your active fans or loyal fans?
Fans, it's probably about 40% of those fans. They are moved into the members area. They are moved into different areas, and they're a regular email. They're part of the email list that I have. Where I use, initially I was using Aweber. I don't know if anyone understands what I mean.
Yeah, they know that. They know that.
Aweber, yep. So it's just an email capture software, well, basically online tool where you can create ongoing emails to your to your now customers, and really creating value to them.
That somebody's asking, how did you start promoting to your friends in Facebook? How did you get a network in Facebook?
Hey, that's a question. Who did Divine?
Divine, 2020.
Fine question. Okay. So, how did I promote? Well, basically, first I was very, I was very excited with what I had. So I was literally promoting to my own personal friends and family on Facebook. And basically, over time, they got sick and tired of me promoting. So I had to increase my network. So then what I did is that I realized back in my offline businesses that the way I accelerated was creating strategic partners. What do I mean by strategic partners? Well, strategic partners is people that may have similar interest to or service to your business. So, yes, they could be competitors. They literally are your competitors, but I didn't see them as competitors. I saw them as a strategic partner. So, for example, I can name a name because he likes to be promoted. So, he's a guy in the UK. He's got a fan page called Success Nation. Okay, he's got a bit of a following. Still hasn't reached 100,000 just yet, but he's got a great following. And I didn't know him before, but I knew that he was following my fan page. I was following his fan page. Now, yes, strategic partners. Now, basically, what happened was that, and he was delivering information that similar information that I was delivering. In this case, personal development quotations, images, videos. So he was doing that to his network, and I was doing that to my network. Now, my network at that time wasn't that big. It was in the tens of thousands. And I just emailed him privately. Okay, so I emailed him privately on Facebook, and I said, listen, Bill, I'm just going to call him Bill. Basically, I know that you're creating great information to your to your fans, and I do the same things. And I said, what about this idea? What happens if I can promote to your fans, and then you can promote to my fans? Okay, then of course he asked me, okay, what are you going to promote? And then I said, well, it's similar to what you're doing, which is basically personal development stories or business success stories, and just sharing that. And, we can benefit from it is because, my fans can become your fans and your fans can become my fans. Okay. So he actually agreed. Okay. So, and then I basically said, okay, I'm going to make it easier for you. Here's some of the things that I want you to promote, which is just messages or like comments that I wanted him to say, and then it would have a link back to my fan, and he was okay with that, and vice versa. He did the same thing to my fans. Now, at that time, like I said, I only had about 10, just in the 10,000, and he had more than me on the 20,000. So he was okay with it, right? Because he's saying, okay, well, you've got 10,000, I've got 20. That means you're going to get more than me. Right, but then he was okay with it. Now, there were some people there, I had a lot more no's than yes. There were some people that saying, well, if you've only got 10,000 and I've got 50,000, then that's not going to help me because you're going to win out of this situation. And then they'll say no. But like in anything, in any journey in your life, you're going to get a lot more no's. But if you consistently just ask the question and find those strategic partners that will say yes, then you will continually grow. And that's all I did. For over a year, I was just consistently doing that until I got 27 fan page owners, and then they were all effectively promoting, my fan page. And that's when the acceleration really went. The fans just grew, and literally within 39 days, I was getting up to 50,000 fans. There was just so much traffic coming on the fan page, and that was another business lesson that I had to learn, was being able to cater for so many fans. So that's what happened. I just went out there and looked for strategic partners that have a similar customer base that you're looking for, right? And how do you win those strategic partners is work out how can you value them? How can you value their business and then their customers. If you're thinking in that mindset, then basically, you're going to get a lot more yeses. And not only that, I used to say as a little technique is that I'm sure there's fans that are active, and then there are fans that are, not so active. So I used to say a little tip was that there's a way that I can help you stimulate your inactive customers.
Okay, that's great. They'd say yes to that.
There's a way that I can help you to stimulate your inactive customers. And of course the entrepreneur is going to say, okay, so how do you do that? Or what do you need to do that? And then that's where I start sharing them about some value that I've got in terms of Facebook marketing strategies and stuff like that. So that's how I've accelerated my fan base, and how you do it quickly is by strategic partners.
Okay, that's great.
There's other things that I haven't shared, but that's probably one of the most effective way to do it.
So there's very simple. Sorry, yes.
Smirky Dad. Yeah, I think is that a he or a she? Well,
no idea. I have no idea. Just go ahead and answer the questions.
Affiliate marketing. Basically my Facebook Mastery has an affiliate set up in there. I'm just converting it to peso dollars, or peso, not dollars. At the moment, it's all US dollars, and basically, in the coming month, there will be a Facebook Mastery version for the Filipinos, and I'm very excited about that because I really want to empower a lot of everyone of you and the Filipinos out there to master these skills and be able to start to earn US dollars or UK pounds and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to it, and then if there's affiliate marketers out there, you can be part of this as well. So, yeah.
There's some personal questions like, how old were you when you started doing this?
Okay. 18 months from when I finished honors. So my working career, you can say my employment career, was not long. I think I was very destined to become an entrepreneur and a business owner. That has always been my passion, even while I was doing. I think the great lesson I learned from my honors years, which is when I had to do the thesis to apply for my doctorate, was that I learned to master how to research things, how to research topics, how to research ideas. And during that time, I read a book, a very not well-known book. I think not many of you will know this book. It's called Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. I'm sure a lot of you know this book.
Yes.
And that, I think, really enlightened me, you could say, and basically fired me up, what we call in Australia, in terms of becoming a true entrepreneur and finding a way rather than just employment. I'm saying that employment is bad. I value that, and I think it's a great lesson to learn. And especially I respect my uncles and aunties that's been employed for like 20, 30 years, because that's a lot of commitment for that. But I think that wasn't just my journey. My journey was to be able to create results for myself at a very fast rate, learn how to really, communicate and share ideas and basically find new ideas. That was just my thing. And over time, I started to really develop that and really built a large network or connection of people, of entrepreneurs, in this case now millionaires, multimillionaires, and billionaires. And, I love what I do. I think this is really my path, my goal in terms of sharing, empowering as many people. And my journey now is led me to the Philippines and doing the same thing, with the Filipino community. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay, so that's all the time we have for tonight. Sorry, guys. I gotta stick to the time, though we started late. Okay. So they're asking, will you still be with John Kalub on the 21st of July?
Yes, that's something that I've personally committed with John, and also with the things I'm doing with you. So I'm very excited. The cool thing that I'm doing with Jomar is that we're really targeting just Facebook, not just social media, because Facebook as a topic is a big topic, and it's a great tool to master. just within the Filipino community and Philippines as a country. We are one of the, we were in the top 10 users as a nation of a Facebook country user. And so you can see that there is a big market reach within just Facebook alone. So, and this is exciting. I'm very excited to work with you, Jomar, and very excited to be able to share this with a lot of Filipinos.
Okay, let's use this as a final question before we go. Which is the first thing you promote in Facebook that leads you to great success? Yourself, your product, or your business? Which is the first thing you promote in Facebook?
The first promoted.
You're going in and out. Try it again.
Okay, the first thing that you need to promote, like everything else, is about stories. Okay, so the way you need to do that is you need to promote yourself, but not promote yourself about what you're doing with the family or what you're doing, on holidays or anything. What I mean by promoting yourself is promote about the value that you have on offer about your service. So, of course, people can only relate initially, if you're a startup business, to you. They're not going to relate the product or service about the product. They're going to relate it towards you, right? So that means that integrity, you need to show that you're doing the right things. You need to show that you're active about what you do. And so you need to promote about how you're effectively doing the business, okay, or the service. Okay, so it's you. It's you that you need to promote because you are a brand. You are the business, okay? Especially if it's only a small business owner out there, is that you become the brand because people are not going to talk about, they're not going to ask questions to your service. They're going to ask questions towards you about your service. So you need to make sure that you're promoting yourself well. But as a business sense, and as also as a personality sense, they need to relate to you very well. And for you, you need to be yourself. I mean, you need to be, you need to be open. You need to be giving out there. And like what I said, like I invest minimum an hour a day on Facebook just so I can give myself to my customers and really find out what their needs, what I call, here's another thing, guys, if you want to write this down, what your customers' needs, wants, fears, and frustrations are. Okay? So needs, wants, fears, and frustrations. And you can only find that out towards your customers by being and asking them, right? As you, not as an entity or a business or a company, as you. Okay, but you can brand yourself and link that with your service or product, right? But they need to relate to you.
I have a question. Do you have more time to answer questions? They're coming in. They're really coming in.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, this is exciting. Are you sure you're okay? You're not past your bedtime, Jomar?
No, I'm okay. I'll just tell you the questions that I can see, okay? Because SlideShare deletes some of the questions, when they're really old. Okay, let's answer first one of the questions. When is the next webinar? Because that's an easy question to answer. Okay, the next webinar, okay, is this. Put this in your calendar. Okay, that's not it. There it is. July 6, 8 p.m. That's a Friday. That's next week. If you guys are interested in the second installment of what we're doing here, teaching you Facebook marketing, reserve your July 6, 8 p.m. So it's a bit earlier. It's Friday. Okay?
Hey, I better too. Am I coming? Am I allowed to come?
Yeah, you're talking.
Oh, oops.
You're the one talking, so I don't know. Are you available? Well, we'll find out. Okay?
Yeah, no, it'll be an honor to talk again because I know that, it's very hard to try to share this all in a few hours. So I'm more than happy to have another session with everyone here. So it's great that there's a lot of you still here, so it's fantastic.
Yeah, somebody's asking for your email address.
Well, guys, this is Facebook. This is about Facebook. So if you want to know where to find me, go on Facebook, type in Life Master Success Secrets or type JayMclean. But I'm always more in the fan page. So Life Master Success. So it's facebook.com/Life Master Success Secrets. Okay, so that's where you can go and like the fan page and then start. You can be a friend of me as well and find me there. And then basically you can ask your questions. Like I said, I do commit every day, every single day, to personally answering questions on. I'll even type it up.
They're asking how long should you spend your time in Facebook?
Okay, so basically, I was spending a lot of hours beforehand, like a lot of hours. But I've got systems in place now, and which is the other art to this business is having key systems in place. And I try to just commit no longer than an hour or 2 hours every day. And purely the only reason why I'm doing it is that so I personally answer the questions. Okay, but that's all I do. I mean, it is a business, and you've got other things out there to do, which is importantly, talk to your customers and add value to your customers, which could be one-on-one or which could be a group thing. So I just spend now around an hour or more just basically answering questions, and then that's it. I'm quite that is a habit for me. So I'm quite structured with that. Whereas before it was all over the place. But now I just try to spend an hour and then, do my day-to-day business things. So I try to do that. But for you to effectively do that, you've got to have systems in place. Like, you've got to know what you're doing daily with your business. You're going to have, I've got a VA team that helps me out. And then basically I know exactly what I need to do. So there's different tools that I use online, which is, I can't really share it right now because there's so many things I could share with you. To turn your business into a system, which is, the essence of business. I mean, that's the great things about the top businesses out there, is they have a system. I mean, the great thing here would be like Jollibee, McDonald's is always talked about. Jollibee has a system, and they have young people managing that system. So that's the same thing for your business, is you learn the art of learning to systemize what you have. And even as far as dealing with customers and consistent value with your customers to booking or accounting for your business. There's so many things. So, yeah.
Okay, I think it's time for you to say your thingy. What's that? There.
Really, because I always share this, and I'm truly, truly grateful to be sharing this information to you. And I normally question this to a crowd, in front of a crowd, and to thousands of people. So when I say who's awesome, I want everyone to say I am awesome. So instead of saying it, type it. So I just want to be. I'm very grateful to have this opportunity. I want to make sure that everyone is awesome. So everyone say I am awesome. That's it. Or type I am awesome. That's it. That's what I like to see. And thank you so much for this opportunity, Emma, and I am looking forward to next week.
Okay.
So, anything else to share?
Just a reminder for everyone, you're awesome. If you wanna know in depth, wanna learn from Jay directly, save your August the 4th. That's a Saturday. We're gonna have a special Facebook marketing seminar. That's a live event. Okay. If you can't come to the seminar, we're going to record it. You can buy the recording, but there are no specifics yet of around this August 4 event aside from the stuff. We're showing you parts of the stuff, introduction to the Facebook seminar. We're not selling anything yet. There is no venue yet. You know what I mean? We're just telling you to save the date. Just like a wedding. Save the date. Just save the date. It's going to be in Manila somewhere. We're still talking to the venue. But just so that you know, it's still June, and you still have more than a month to save the date. Just put it in your cell phone, alarm it, and
we'll probably talk more about it in the next one. But it looks like there's so many questions popping up already.
Yeah.
But friends, I want to share with you is that definitely save this date if you want to learn how to monetize your Facebook business, because it is a business. Then save this date, August the 4th. We'll probably talk more about it in the coming chats, but definitely.
Yes. So thanks a lot, everyone. That's all we have for tonight. I hope you got a lot of clarity from it. It's better coming from someone else, right? Unlike it's all from me, right? It validates whatever you know. That's what it does. Okay. So I hope you guys apply what you learned, even from this session alone, and you get more results when we talk next week on Friday, 8 p.m. And I'm gonna come up with a contest, so you'll drag your friends to this one, okay? So please show up on Friday next week for the next free webinar. Bring a friend and make sure that friend is running a business, okay? Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jay, for this time.
Everyone.
Thank you. See you on Friday.